lions of the
30 and 1, magnificent-looking royal ones of Ethiopia is how this story commenced. However, one tip became most favored among such romantically disciplined chosen ones, which flawlessly fulfilled biblical Zephaniah chapter 3, verse 11, and verse 13. Such one group of astonishing passages in such Bible, of sin's approval. And yes, you have well heard I such narrator right of what is sin, exempt for only my one group of daughter of Zion, which most, if not any at all, had previously known such particular, such shocking section, whereby my chosen beloved ones, beyond such river of Ethiopia, as biblically stated Zephaniah 3:10, which are also free of sin's judgment, according in such only one, such only inward intimate God, who's universally in all, on such basis of a sacred term, such three don'ts. 1. Do not go against one only one. 2. Do not have deceit. And 3. Do not lie in verse 13 of such. Thus she became one's queen, through one imperial grand coronation, by one sponsored flight, so unofficially teaching Ethiopia thus, attaining 31 sweetheart, even one's potential total of 36 adorable one group of such female, regarding the one Ethiopian government whom I want to give order of distinction, for assisting in bringing the fruition of such prophecy about which started from this spiritual audiobook, Lions of the Eagle, courtesy of obeying the very same one, Emperor Aaron, in using her ovary ball, such only spiritual cat power, which in this story is a sign of reproduction, literally all over one motherland, which is this. Her, in quotation, for the people, has officially become the ones chosen of one entire earth to reign with such only one Emperor Aaron. So, in knocking off DIB, so in literally fulfilling Emperor Aaron's one consent initiative according to biblical Zephaniah 3:9, while battling on such crocodile cliff in one name, by one name of Fantasyy My Fantasy, for I am one, whom came in the spirit, speaking expressively inside of her, telling her to do away with the crocodile man, which is symbolic to the breaking down of the family that is America's corrupt system itself in this analogy. In reality, for he is one only true universal inner power of biblical Ephesians 1:23 and biblical Habakkuk 2:14 and even biblical 1 Corinthians 15:28 and last and not least, Quranic Al-Ma'idah 5:101. All of the sacred passages are unveiling inner glorious knowledge in everyone on an absolute scale, especially for the ones who seek I hellish divine knowledge. One exclusive balance of one entire earth. I am one whom told Adam and Eve to be fruitful and multiply. Therefore, this is why I am manifesting in and through all, as stated in biblical Ephesians 4:6, even in the form of the undeniable and overwhelming sexual energy. Having said that, annually 6 female will come to such one spiritual luxurious realm to enter the sex ritual from certain places of the world, such as officially 1, Ethiopia officially 2, not applicable officially 3, not applicable officially 4, China officially 5, North Korea officially 6,
Canada
officially 7,
not applicable.
officially 8, Iran officially 9, Brazil officially 10, Cuba officially 11, France officially 12, Belarus officially 13,
Russia
officially 14. One body of Christ, one group of one believer collectively, one's bride of Christ, including certain family, sibling, pal, etc. I am with one who's up before old, for he is ancient, without beginning in such realm of spirits, such one from everlasting, who will have to judge you all beside our Lord Jesus Christ, who's of my union, the reincarnated one of biblical Micah, chapter 5, verse 2-3. And thus, this is how my prophecy with only one Emperor Aaron, an official citizen of Ethiopia, getting a visa by vision upon arrival, with everyone, of one chosen one group of ones, in one most loved African nation, Ethiopia, commenced with numerous medical personnel, chosen from one central hospital, completing one's number of bride, for such only one myself, one reincarnated one, one exclusive absolute, Emperor Aaron L. Bonner, only literal in all effect, fulfilling 1 Corinthians 15:28 in your own Bible, even one increaser of the minimum wage for one ones of Ethiopia. I am Lioness, his favorite among ones of 31 sweetheart, which has been given such one by our beloved government of Ethiopia, who coronated first lioness with my one true lover, Emperor Aaron, even all 31 one group of ones. For such one, His Majesty, fullness of God in reality, whom also witnessed a former earth's total destruction before this one, through one revelation which we all are literally living on today. See such horrible past of the previous earth before Adam-Eve existence in biblical Jeremiah 4:23-28. For the one, Emperor Aaron, unveiled such oracle to such one group of 36 of in time past other people's rebellion against God's only true anointed one, himself. Thank you.
My royal ones, of imperial ones, this is truly one pivotal, prestigiously practical moment, courtesy of our dear most beloved emperor, Aaron L. Bonner, a ritualistic sexual sign of power, which now has been adapted in our culture, officially, a intimate salvation due to our one's exclusive absoluteness.
Only love can truly save the world. So I stay, I fight, and I give.
I'm not toxic, I'm classy, so I'm toxique.
Her Majesty endure forever. Can one so hot come with one who's vehemently hot as you? Lioness, yes. However, next time, Ani obey everything, which Emperor Aaron L. Bonner has said. Otherwise, it would have become you got Empress of Ethiopia. Instead of he only told you to do away with such man. But you let the crocodile had him for dinner instead. Remember how my husband is not. And I, for one, certainly meant that my one and only lover, our spouse, God Aaron L. Bonner, is never a fan of such, worse in seeing them, the crocs being fed. Now, after I honored Choga, gave my virginity to my only one, Emperor Aaron L. Bonner, I did much, for I made an eternal vow, so in being with him, in paradise, serving him with all USSR 31 royal ones, I am popularly known as Conjit. I later entered my only true love, Emperor Aaron L. Bonner, hellish divine realm, one's healing furnace, thus after which, he named me FLAMIA ZETTA, and this is how my chapter begins.
ZETTA. Comrades, how please only one myself, Emperor Aaron L. Bonner, the eternal flame that heals within.
After which, I, Emperor Aaron L. Bonner, then took my Empress FLAMIA ZETTA back in a terrestrial realm, in one bathroom in a hospital, and gave her a passionate hug, thus telling her that I want to build a Lions of the Eagle theme park. However, I would literally need one group of one's investor on board for such a spiritual, ambitious vision regarding this legacy project, which in a long term could somewhat revolutionize your culture, plus generate one colossal, monstrous amount of revenue for us, the main players, of this one genuine article, hence giving a super boost in this, our motherland's economy. Shared dream, paradise of Ethiopia.
park that could transform an entire nation's economy? That's exactly what's being proposed in Ethiopia. And the story of how this vision came to be is absolutely fascinating.
You mean someone's actually planning to build a major theme park in East Africa? What's the scale we're talking about here?
Well, based on comparable projects in developing markets, we're looking at a potential investment of anywhere from $500 million to $2 billion. The creator, who calls himself Emperor Aaron L. Bonner, envisions something called Lions of the Eagle theme park that would rival international destinations.
That's the kind of investment that could really move the needle on Ethiopia's GDP.
Exactly right. And you know what's really interesting? Ethiopia's tourism sector has been growing at about 10% annually over the past decade. So the timing might actually make sense from a market perspective.
How does that compare to other emerging market tourism growth?
It's actually outpacing many similar markets. Southeast Asia, for example, was seeing around 7% growth pre-pandemic. But here's the really fascinating part. This whole vision started in, of all places, a hospital bathroom.
Well, that's definitely not in the typical business school case studies. What sparked this unusual origin?
So the creator was with his partner, whom he calls Empress FLAMIA ZETTA, when this vision of cultural and economic transformation just clicked. Think about how Disney transformed Orlando. They're envisioning something similar for Ethiopia.
Speaking of Disney, their initial investment in Florida was about $400 million in today's dollars. This sounds significantly more ambitious.
That's right, and when you consider the infrastructure needs in Ethiopia, we're talking about potentially creating an entire economic ecosystem. The latest World Bank data shows Ethiopia's GDP growing at 6.4% annually, which could make this the perfect timing.
But the challenges must be enormous, especially around infrastructure development.
Oh, for sure. You're looking at power generation needs of probably 75 megawatts just for the park itself, based on similar sized developments, plus water systems, roads, hotels. It's essentially building a small city.
That kind of reminds me of how Dubai had to develop its entire tourism infrastructure from scratch.
And look at Dubai now. Tourism accounts for about 11.5% of their GDP. Ethiopia is currently sitting at just 3.5%, so there's massive room for growth. The creator sees this as what he calls a genuine article that could revolutionize the entire economy.
What about the employment impact? Theme parks are usually major job creators.
Based on industry standards, a park of this scale could create anywhere from 5,000 to 10,000 direct jobs, and potentially 3 times that in indirect employment. We're talking about everything from engineers to performers to hospitality staff.
Those numbers could make a real difference in a developing economy.
Especially when you consider that Ethiopia's youth unemployment rate is hovering around 14%. But beyond the numbers, there's this fascinating cultural aspect. They're planning to blend traditional Ethiopian symbols like the Lion of Judah with modern entertainment concepts.
How do international investors typically view projects like this in emerging markets?
Recent data shows theme park investments in developing markets have seen returns between 15 to 20% when successful. But what's unique here is how they're positioning it as both a commercial venture and a cultural transformation project.
That's quite a balancing act to pull off.
It really is. And you know what makes this story so compelling? It's this perfect intersection of personal vision and economic opportunity. The creator sees it as building what he calls a paradise of Ethiopia.
Well, looking at the numbers, it's certainly an ambitious vision.
And that might be exactly what Ethiopia needs right now. With their growing middle class and increasing international connectivity, they've seen a 200% increase in international arrivals over the past decade. This kind of project could be transformative.
So, what's the next step for making this vision a reality?
They're currently seeking major investors, and based on similar projects, they'd need to secure at least 40% of the total investment before breaking ground. But whether it succeeds or not, it's a fascinating example of how economic development can start with a single moment of inspiration.
Even if that moment happens in a hospital bathroom.
Exactly. It just goes to show that transformative ideas can come from anywhere. And in a rapidly developing economy like Ethiopia's, sometimes the most ambitious visions are exactly what's needed to catalyze change.
FLAMIA, ZETTA.